Welcome, guys. We haven't done this in a while. It's your boy, Mr. G. Let's just go for a ride. We about to do this. Do some moto vlogging. Oh yeah. All right. So I haven't done any topics since I really started editing a little better. You know, I haven't done any topics out of my my journey section, you know, road to freedom. How did I get from point A to point B? So I thought, and this road's a little wet, but hey, December 13th, 63 degrees out, can't beat it, especially since it could be snowing on a day like this, you know, 7 or 8 years ago. Let's see what we got here. People like to bum rush this shit. Yeah. Listen to that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So I thought I would get into some of that, and the topic I wanted to cover today is remembering that one that you were glad when she left. And so I want to tell you about this little red hatchback, Japanese hatchback that I had in the late 90s when I finally started having enough money to drive again. Because when I got out of the service in the early 90s, I didn't have enough money to own a car. And so I've got like $500 on me, and I'm looking for a beater. And my brother's aware of the fact that I need a beater to ride. And he's got a friend that's got a deal for me. His friend is starting his life over. Had some rough times. And really just wants everything from his past life gone, including this car he has. My brother's mechanically inclined and knows this particular young man well. He looks over the car and is like, no, it's good. I honestly can't tell you how many miles it had on it. I don't even remember. I don't even remember what kind of Japanese hatchback it was. It was just this red hatchback, ugly looking thing. And he was willing to take the $500 for it. And, you know, back then you couldn't just Google everything, but we kind of had a sense that it was worth at least more than $500. And so we did the deal, which may or may not have been a great idea. So there she is, my new red beater. And first thing that happens when I get inside is I find his CD collection. And I turn on the radio and I'm like, oh dear Lord, there's $1,500 worth of stereo in this thing. So I'm all excited because at least one part of this new beater is going to be fun. And it had horrible stopping power, and you know, when you're younger you drive like a maniac. It didn't look very nice, but it never broke down on me, and it had this amazing stereo in it. Now the previous owner was into something that at the time I had never heard of before, and it was like high beats per minute music. It was like HBPM, BPM music. It was like how many beats per minute can you get out of your music. And you could buy CDs. I didn't know any of this. I wasn't into this, and just he left it in the car. And you could buy, and it had like multiple CDs it could take in at one time with this stereo that he had put in, and the stereo could be pulled in and out of it, and just the whole back of the hatchback, which was why people did this back in the day. The whole back of it was just two giant subwoofers, you know the deal. And it was the kind of loud that like you could frighten people with it. And so I guess that, you know, the previous owner's idea was like bass music where it's, you know, it's hitting the bass, you know, 7,000 times, you know, in a row. Yeah, let's do that. And so he decided to do that. And so I started listening to it. Just it happened to be there. You know, I eventually brought down my own CDs. Brought down, I think, you know, back then I was into DMX and Snoop. And I would listen to, you know, but that's all heavy bass music too. Woo! So everywhere I go, I'm pulling up with this music. And I'm just getting stopped everywhere I go. The cops just keep stopping me. Now, I'm wondering if it's just because I'm being obnoxious with the music like the first 2 times. But as you deal with the cops and they let you go or give you, you know, a ticket for not using a turn signal or something, you start to realize, like, from listening to what they're saying, that there's more to the picture. There's more than meets the eye. There's more to the story. So it winds up like, you know, they're asking me questions like every time, like, who did you get this car from? Do you have proof that you own this car? Do you have a title? You know, and I'm like, oh boy, this is bad. I know what's going on. I'm never going to stop being harassed. You know, and they're checking the serial number on the dashboard and asking to look under the hood and match the serial numbers and just like crazy nonsense. And of course, I'm like, no, you don't have a search warrant, and that's making things worse on me. They're holding me there even longer, asking me more questions. You know, I'm refusing to answer any questions, and I wind up just getting a lot of tickets most of the time. And sometimes they even let me go, if I'm being honest, because they just pulled me over because they thought I was someone and then I wasn't that person. So it winds up that, you know, my brother's buddy that wanted to start a new life, he had been doing some hard crime and had gone to jail for a little while and did a lot of that crime traveling in that vehicle. So in the areas where he lived and the surrounding areas where he drove, I could not drive anywhere, wow, and not get pulled over in this particular thing. So that's like all kinds of frustrating. It winds up that I move pretty far away, and that stopped happening. And I got my Snoop now in the car, and I got my DMX in the car. You know, I'm blasting Rough Rider so loud that, like, I could literally break windows. And not particularly loving the experience of the car, but at least I got this loud music I can play, and I draw attention to the obnoxiousness of my bass, and it's all good. And then one day I pull up, and I used to do this a lot. I would pull up like at a delicatessen or some food joint. I would leave the car running with my music blasting. I'd run in and grab my food and come back out. So I run in to grab my food, and I come back out, and the young man who had said hello to me when I was, you know, outside on the way in, somebody's doing some dirt riding today. I don't know if you saw that. Yeah. he had decided to leave with my car, since I left it there for him so nicely, still running with the keys in and some DMX. So he takes off with my car. And I got to report it stolen, and he took it down to Camden to the chop shop, and I guess he enjoyed the music on the way there, you know? But here's the thing! This is why I win. You see, if he gets caught and I get my car back, I win, because I got my car back. But if he doesn't get caught and I can claim to my insurance company that somebody stole my car and get reimbursed for the car, I win. Because nobody wants this beater in the first place. It's more trouble than it's worth. You get pulled over everywhere you go. The thing is ugly. It's a hatchback, and literally the only redeeming value it has is the stereo, the system that the previous owner dropped in it, and the fact that it gets me around, I guess. It kind of gets me around when I'm not sliding through red lights because I can't stop in time. Did it just rain down here? This road's all wet. So, this guy does me a favor. He steals my beater, steals my girl, and I'm going to tell you something. I was happy to see her go, because I got more than $1,500 for my $500 out of that deal. And really didn't care if I lost high beats per minute stereo or CDs. And I can purchase a new Rough Riders CD for $15 at the time if I bought it new, and I got a better car out of it. So when I say I was happy to see her go, I mean, guys, I was happy to see her go. This is your boy G signing out. If you've ever had a vehicle, bike, car, boat, Sea-Doo, that you were happy to see her go, please chime in the comments section. Let me know what you think. And there's your boy G, riding through the woods in the Pine Barrens. And I'm out. Peace.